Time. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our virtual MLS breakfast meeting. My name is Nanette Ong of Coldwell Banker George Realty. Just to go over a few housekeeping tips. All participants will be muted upon entry. If you should have any questions or comments, please enter into the chat box and it will be addressed appropriately. A few housekeeping tips. All participants, oh, I already went over that. Please remember to join us during our weekly, as we have our weekly virtual MLS breakfast meetings every Thursday at 9 a.m. You may register in advance at the URL address displayed on the screen or on the emails you receive in your email. After receiving your confirmation email, it will contain information about joining the meeting. Please also remember to follow us on WSGVR social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you may also receive updates on our text messaging service. Please text the letters WSGVR to the number 72727. You may also receive more information by visiting our website, WSGVAR.com. All our videos, all our meetings are recorded on YouTube channel. You may visit our YouTube channel, West San Gabriel Valley Realtors, anytime. Is accessible to you anytime. Now, a little about me. My name is Nanette Ong, and I am August Program Chair. As we near the end of August, this is my last meeting as Program Chair, and I want to thank you for joining me. I thoroughly enjoyed the time with you, and I wanted to thank everybody for participating in the fun facts I have been doing throughout the month. You've learned a lot about me, or at least more about me. And I think those that were able to share more about themselves. I wanted to take more time to share more about the others, since it's nice to learn it's nice to learn about the participants in our meetings, as well as our members and non-members. So we went over in the beginning of the month our sinful pleasures. If there were no calories involved, what would you be eating in unlimited quantities? And we've heard from Jessie H in the chat box that she would have eaten steaks and ice cream. Joseph Haggerty would have had pizza and rice. Cecilia Nguyen would have Whopper and ice cream. John Wax would have unlimited cheeseburgers and onion rings. Sage Gomez would have In-N-Out burgers and spaghetti. Cosmo Sanchez would have double from In-N-Out. And Joseph Nguyen would have tacos. We've also shared fun facts about our first jobs. John Wax has shared his first job was Baskin Robbins. Warren Wu, delivering newspapers at age 10 years old. Amia Dini was selling cactus pears to soldiers. Sandy Franco, a ride operator at Magic Mountain. Cindy Wu, serving fast food. Pauline Lam, secretary at an import and export international trading company. Jim Vega, high school work study, mopping gymnasium floors, but his fun job was actually being in the flight kitchen for TWA. Maria Howard was a legal secretary at a law firm. Joseph Haggerty, a dishwasher at a cafe in Alhambra at age 16, so he could buy his basses and guitars. Nancy Chan was a babysitter at age 13. Sage Gomez worked at IHOP's, pancakes galore. We've also went over where we would travel if we weren't in COVID or if we had a bucket list. And Cindy Wu had named Iceland as her bucket list trip. Pauline Lam, New Zealand. Maria Howard, Israel. Ling Chow, anywhere. And Unita Wu, the Maldives. Amia Dini mentioned the beach. Cecilia Rudar, road trip with George across USA to visit family in Pennsylvania and Florida. And Thomas Wong shared his bucket list trip to Machu Picchu, Peru. I want to thank everybody for sharing the fun facts, and it's really great to learn more about you. Okay, now moving along. Today's agenda is our affiliate spotlight, Cindy Lee of Dreamers Corners video and virtual staging. Our President's Message by yours truly, Mindy Gay, our 2020 WSGVR President, followed by our speakers, affiliates, Sage Gomez, MyNHD, Brandon Savansky, First American NHD, and John Wax, Snap NHD. followed by our attendance drawing. Let's move on to our affiliate spotlight with James Chan, State Farm Insurance as chair, and Cosmo Sanchez, New AIM Funding as vice chair. So we will move on to our affiliate spotlight, Cindy Lee. She is combining art and design background with sales and marketing with work experience. Cindy created her next startup specializing in real estate staging, virtual staging, 360 experience, and video production, including drone shots services for the real estate industry. Let's have a warm welcome for Cindy Lee. Cindy?
Hi everyone, good morning. I'm going to share screen. So yeah, I graduated from Boston University and currently I'm at UCLA Extension getting my project management certification. And I'm the founder of Dreamers Corners Virtual Staging. And this is a little bit about me. So I like to travel, and as you can see, some of these photos you're probably familiar with. I've been to Japan, Paris. I heard someone mention Machu Picchu. I went to that for like a 5-day trekking. That was very fun. It's like 5 days, 4 nights hiking to Machu Picchu. Obviously, there's like easier way to get there, but I picked the hard way. All these photos are taken by me and my brother. One of our trip took us 37 days backpacking across different parts of Europe. So this was a lot of fun and I really missed out right now. This is like some of my hobbies. I love outdoor activity. The pictures on the right side, they're the trekking photo I was talking about earlier through Machu Picchu. You see like, it's like mountain rural area, and I really enjoy skiing and also hiking around the beach too. And I want to talk about my dog because I got him from Texas. So I took a flight, flew to Texas, rescued him from the rescue group, and he is so sweet. He's so cute. We drove 3 days back to California. And now fast forward to this year, I finally start my staging business. And obviously during pandemic, it affected my newly founded business. So I decided to take it virtual. So now that I can actually turn empty space to a virtually staged, very welcoming furnished photo to send back to you. And I'm happy to connect for any travel or dog related conversation and even virtual staging. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for sharing about yourself. It's great to learn more about you. Okay, now we move on to our today's top affiliates. And I just wanted to mention that we've had a problem last week about unmuting. So I do apologize to Angie Tang. She was here last week. I should have given her some more time to unmute herself. So for those of you that cannot unmute, you can please type in the chat box and then share your introduction in the chat box. So I do apologize. So let's go ahead and move forward to introducing Sandy Franco. Sandy, of First American Home Warranty is, okay, Sandy is not here, no problem. Let's move on to Angie Tang. I do know she is here. Angie, if you can unmute, please type in the chat box. Is the unmute working?
Can you guys hear me now?
Here.
There we go. Hi.
Hi, Angie.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. I'm on today. Hi, Cosmo. Angie Tang, First American Title. I wanted to wish everybody a happy caravan, and if you need any title needs, I'm here to help you grow your business. Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. Next, we have Joseph Nguyen from Pillar to Post Home Inspectors. Same for you. If you cannot unmute, then let's see you in the chat box.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hi, Joseph.
All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It was awesome just learning so much about everybody else. This is Joseph with Pillar to Post Home Inspectors. Wishing everybody a great and fantastic day. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Next, we have Unita Wu of Home Warranty of America.
Junita Wu, Home Warranty of America, your 13th home warranty rep. If you guys do need any help on the home warranty, let us know. This month promotion is almost ended, which is the free second refrigerator for all your buyers covers, and all, if you have a listing, that we're giving away the sellers covers for the end of the month. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. And then we have Amia Dini of Amia Dini Environmental Services.
Hello and good morning, everybody. And if you ever have questions about phase 1 or phase 2, just call me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ami. That's great. Let's remember to also support our affiliates with your transactions. Thank you. Next, we have open pitching. However, we haven't had anybody sign up. Please remember you can do open pitching now. You would be able to find more information by calling our board or also on our emails. When you register for our meetings, you just scroll down a little bit in the email and it'll have more information about open pitching. So nobody signed up this week, but hopefully we'll get something next week. Don't be shy. Okay, let's move on. We have our president's message from Mindy A.
Thank you, Nanette.
You're welcome.
Good morning, WSGVR family and friends. I'm Mindy A, your 2020 president. Thank you for attending our weekly virtual MLS breakfast meeting. We're always thankful for your continued support as a valuable member of West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. The community's board of supervisors voted to officially make August 24 Kobe Bryant Day. As we celebrate Kobe Bryant Week, I would like to share this with you by the late Kobe Bryant. I have self-doubt, I have insecurity, I have fear of failure. Have nights when I show up at the arena, I'm like, my back hurts, my feet hurts, my knee hurts. I don't have it. I just want to chill. We all have self-doubts. You don't deny it, but you also don't capitulate it to it. You embrace it. Guess what Kobe Bryant's trying to say? It's all about mindset, determination, and focus, and you can make it happen. I'd like to share some updates with you from CAR. This past Tuesday, CAR, California Association of Realtors, announced the Federal Housing Financial Agencies, FHFA, announces that the delay of implementation of a new fee on the loan amount for Fannie Mac and Freddie Mac refinancing loans, I think it's supposed to take effective in September 1st, but there's a delay. Well, the implementation of the fees might be helpful to the lenders, but it doesn't help, you know, the cost on the consumers, because the lenders already baked the fees into the higher interest rate. Said CAR President Jeannie Wessick, they're concerned about the lenders already begun passing the fees onto the consumers. It hinders the abilities of California families to take advantage of the historic new low interest rates. Moreover, the counter the actions by government ease the financial burdens on Americans struggling during this pandemic. You know, takes money right out of their pocket, and homeowners can't afford it, said Wessick. That's all I have for today. And I would like to thank our WSGVR NHD affiliates panel, Sage, Brian, and John. As we are heading to September, please join us next Thursday, September 3rd, same time, 9 a.m. Our speaker will be Scott Rimmers with Temple City Interim Community Development Director. We will have more information this weekend. Thank you, Nanette, for doing an awesome job as our August program chair and the MLS Breakfast Committee. Nanette, take it away.
Okay, today we'd like to welcome our speakers from affiliate panels. Today's moderator will be Mark Wool, an agency owner of Allstate, and he has been a part of our board for over 25 years. Mark?
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. We have an exciting group of panelists today to share with you guys about natural hazard disclosures. I know that's something important to both your buyers and yourself. Unfortunately, it's something often misunderstood. So we're gonna give you guys the lowdown of it. Anyways, I wanna bring up our panelists. If we could go to the next screen. First up is Sage Gomez of My NHD. She is a California native, and she earned her Bachelor of Science degree in sociology from Grand Canyon University in Phoenix. She loves to hike, walk her dog Sky, and especially spend time with her family and friends. Next up will be Brandon Savransky, and he is an account executive at First American Natural Hazard Disclosure. He actually grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, where he also attended college at Georgia State University and earned a degree in Bachelor's of Exercise Science and Master's in Business. He loves anything to do with outdoors, and you can often find him hiking, running, traveling, and also he likes to read and watch movies. And our final panelist is a long-timer, John Wax, who has been in the industry for 25 years and is now currently working with Snap NHD. John graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Political Science from Cal State University, Northridge, and with a Juris Doctorate in Law from American College of Law. He loves to spend time with his family and take walks, but he especially likes to barbecue. Let's welcome our three panelists today.
Excuse me, John, you need to unmute yourself, please.
So the first question of today is to Sage. And Sage, why are NHDs required?
Hi, everyone. So NHDs are required by California law, Civil Code 1103.7. So all real property sale transactions require it, that being residential, commercial, vacant land, mobile homes, all require it. It's also there because it allows a buyer to make an educated decision on a property that could have a natural hazard, because it may limit your ability to develop, obtain insurance, or even get assistance after a natural disaster.
Thank you, Sage. And John, what is required to be reported in the tax report?
Good morning, everyone. What's reported, and they're very important to know this information, but the Melrose Facilities District, or the Community Facility District is oftentimes called, has to be reported in there because and the 1915 bond, Park and Recreations bond, sometimes it's called, have to be reported in there because you have senior lien authority and they can be foreclosed upon on the property if it's not paid within 90 days oftentimes. Also, they've added now the PACE Hero loan, which is paid back through the taxes, and those are for the energy efficiency, and they have senior lien authority, and oftentimes mortgage companies won't lend if there's a PACE Hero on the property because they know they're going to be subordinate to the other loans like the first and second deeds. Those are the main things. Also, I would add the transfer tax fee notice should be in there, and the notice of special assessment, property taxes. There could be 1 to 2 supplemental taxes on the property that they would receive after escrow, anywhere from 6 to 90 days. And they'll say, hey, why do I have to pay this? I have impounds. Impounds are for future taxes. This is the prorated tax after the close of escrow.
Thanks, John. And Brandon, what are all the ways to order an NHD report?
Good morning, everyone. So the ways to order NHDs, there's a lot of them, and really it is what's best for you. And so that's really emailing. You can email the reps, you can phone call the reps, you can text the reps. Then you can go through either escrow, or if you like to order it yourself, you can go online to our websites and order. There's also SkySlope and Glide, which are programs that are provided by the board. And then you also have zip forms where you can write in that person's name, or your RPA where you write it in and you will put into the information which company and which person that you would like to order with.
Awesome. And Sage, who orders and signs the NHD report?
Well, basically going off what Brandon just said, it's the responsibility of the seller's agent to order the NHD, and then the seller's agent, and the buyer must sign it. But like Brandon was saying, typically you can do it through escrow, you can go through one of your reps, you can go through one of our websites, however you want to do it.
Thank you. And John, what is liquefaction, and what does it mean if the property is in that type of a hazard zone?
Liquefaction or liquefaction is soil failure due to water saturation of the soil. And a lot of the valleys are in liquefiable areas. What it is that there's a sandy type material, there's a high water table, and an earthquake occurs. And depending on how close they are to the earthquake fault zone, as well as the movement of the earthquake, is how much damage they're going to sustain. So I think the best way, and I know the best way to deal with that, is if they get earthquake insurance. A big example of that is you go to the beach, you stand in the wet soil, and what happens when the wave comes in? You sink. So that's an example of what liquefaction is.
Awesome. And Brandon, what are the 6 statutory national hazard disclosures required in a report?
Yeah, so the 6 that are required from California Civil Code 1103.2a is the FEMA special flood hazard areas, a dam failure inundation zone, the Alquist Priolo earthquake fault zone, the Seismic Hazard Mapping Act zone, the State Wildfire Responsibility Area, and a very high fire hazard severity zone. Those are the 6.
Awesome. And Sage, how does a fire zone affect insurance?
I like that you just asked Brandon that question, because I feel like our questions are matching with each other. So if you're in a very high fire zone, how does it affect insurance? A fire zone can greatly affect insurance on a property because you're in such a high risk zone. So it may be difficult for a buyer to obtain property insurance. You may have an increased HOA. And overall, it might be hard for your buyer to find an insurance policy or insurance company that's willing to give you a policy. So that's why it's really important to order your NHG at listing, see what hazards you have on your report, go over it with your buyer, and find an insurance company willing to give you a policy. Because if you are in a high fire zone, you need to get fire insurance.
That's right. Well, fire insurance is dear to my heart, Sage.
And then use Mark Wu.
I didn't pay her to say that. John, what's the ongoing mining operation disclosures?
Basically, that came in several years ago, and it requires that if there is a mining operation within 1 mile of the property, the buyer must be told of it, because there's extra noise, there could be smells, there could be all kinds of things would affect the desirability of the property. These are being regulated by the Conservation of Mines, and once they're reported, they go into the database, and the database reports on it. This is not for gold and not for diamonds, but it's mainly the strip mining. And one of the latest ones that was in the news was the one in Silmar, where they were strip mining the area. Supposedly they have environmental studies go out to see what the damage would be once this is done, because when the torrential rain comes in, that's when you have landslides and flooding and all kinds of things. And they never planned that far ahead, but that's why it has to be reported.
Thank you, John. And Brandon, what is the difference between a commercial and a residential national hazard disclosure report?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So the biggest differences in the residential and the commercial NHD, and really differences between both of them, are where the data is coming from. And so the data is typically from FEMA. That's where we're getting a lot of the information. And also in residential, you can have your local disclosures. But the commercial report is, you're getting the information from 17 databases, which is providing you additional information that could potentially help you if you would need a phase 1 or a phase 2 on a commercial property. So those differences are really where is that information coming from and how much of that information is needed. In the commercial report and environmental report would also be necessary if there was any changes to the property that were needed that that buyer would want to do to the property. And so that's something that with the commercial and the NHD, the residential NHD, you really want to just make sure that if you are ordering a commercial report, the biggest difference that we see is a lot of commercial agents don't think that it's required by law, but this is actually required just as much as residential. So that's something that a lot of commercial agents or agents who are doing a commercial property don't realize is required. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know.
Awesome. Now we're going to enter our final round of questions for our panelists. So I want our members to think of some questions you may have and start typing it into the chat box for them, our panelists, to answer. Sage, what are the additional disclosures in a natural hazard disclosure report?
So other than the 6 state mandated, there's also additional disclosures in your NHD report that can compose of airport vicinity. So that could be like airport noise or airport traffic. Some people don't want to deal with that. Radon gas, a lot of people get freaked out by that. But fun fact, in California, Santa Barbara is the highest radon levels. People are living in Santa Barbara. Oprah's living in Santa Barbara. John Mayer, Prince Harry, and Meghan just live in Santa Barbara. So people get freaked out by radon, but that's your additional disclosure as well. We have endangered species, which is critical habitats, or even a tsunami if you're by the beach. Probably not going to happen. However, we can't control natural disasters. So those are all the additional disclosures, and they're there for your extra protection and for your advisory.
Thank you, Sage. John, why is it important to include an environmental report?
Well, it's important, Mark, it's very important to have the environmental report because it checks many of the websites that could pose either health hazards to animals and people, or it could create it could affect the desirability of the property, like underground contaminated sources or solid waste where they have the trash compiled, a number of different things. An example that I would tell you is I was talking to a broker in Arcadia, and she was dealing with a property that was in the middle of the block, and on one side of the block was a mechanic shop, and on the other side of the block was a cleaners. Both of them had old underground contamination sources that were moving towards the property. And Leanne, that's who it was, said that I wish you had told me that, and I've been telling her that a long time, and she would have known about that. She could advise her clients on which way they should go regarding cleanup as far as how they deal with the issue. But these are some of the things that are so important. It is not mandatory, but it is recommended. And since we're not in Missouri, the Show Me State, we're in California, the Sue Me State, please get the report. It's $30 difference most cases, or $10,000 hire an attorney. And if you have any questions regarding this or anything, please give me a call. I'm here for you. All
right. And Brandon, I know that oftentimes there's not a lot of changes, but you got something hot off the presses in the forefront. So tell us about Assembly Bill 38.
Yeah, Mark. So this is like you said, a hot topic, no pun intended. So Assembly Bill 38 is making changes to the very high severity fire zone, and AB 38 will go into effect January 1st, 2021. So this is coming up the beginning of next year. And the seller must disclose that is in a high or very high zone if the home was built before January 1st, 2020. And it will become effective July 1st, 2021. The seller will have to document that the property complies with certain wildfire protective measures or local vegetation management ordinances. or get the buyer's agreement to comply. And really, this is something that I will keep you updated on. And this is something that will go into effect again at the beginning of next year. But it's something to think about, especially with right now with fires, the state of California is in a state of emergency. And so this is something that's going to affect us going forward. And I know Mark with insurance, and I know we'll talk more about that, but that is going to possibly affect the insurance industry depending on the premiums and the cost of that if it's in a very high or a high fire zone. And the NHD statement will include a place for the very high, but not for the new high disclosure. So it has the very high, but it does not have a high fire zone. And again, that's CAL FIRE is doing these updates to their maps, and they want to make sure that the maps are most recent, and I believe they were updated in about 2008, and it takes time. Obviously, the state of California is a large state. It takes them time to reassess certain areas where in the past they may have had fire zones that now are expanded due to the increase in the heat. Obviously, we know it's been a very hot couple of days, couple of weeks here, and that's going to affect the fire seasons going forward. And so those mappings that they have done are based off of what happened in the past. And so going forward, there are going to be changes, and this is, again, one of them.
Thank you, Brandon. There was a question from Arthur Shu, and he asked if there's a difference between a commercial versus a residential property, natural hazard disclosure.
Oh, hello.
Brandon, do you want to take that?
Yeah, so just like I said before, it is, the commercial report is getting the data it's a little more robust than the data from the from FEMA or from local disclosures. It's also getting additional data from, like I said, from sources that would potentially need a phase 1 or a phase 2. And so that report is just a little more robust and more information for a commercial specific property.
Awesome, Brandon. Sage, is there anything you would like to add since we don't have any more questions, but we have a little bit more time? And John, you could be thinking of something else that we may not have covered.
All I would like to add is that I'm very grateful that I was able to do this and talk to John and Brandon, and we could go over this with everyone. So thank you for the experience, and I'm grateful that everyone was here to listen, and just keep all of us in mind. I think John's great. I think Brandon's great. I think I'm great sometimes. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
So, John, I don't know if you could take this one. Sometimes a lender on a commercial property does require a phase 1 and a phase 2 report. If you could spend a brief moment, maybe some people don't know what a phase 1 and phase 2 is. Is that something you can handle, or would you like to?
Yes. Once it comes back, say what Brandon's talking about, real quick, let me tell you what Rand's talking about. He's talking about the environmental report. That's what's checking all the governmental sites and adds more information, checks it more sites than a residential report would do. As far as the phase 1 goes, that is an actual site. The NHD companies don't actually go out to the property, but a phase 1 is where they actually go out to the property. They interview the property owners, the past property owners. They walk the property for any environmental hazards on the property to make a determination, as well as check like 80 to 100 websites to see if there's what type of contaminant they're looking for, and then see and determine where they need to go to a phase 2. A phase 2 is actual testing of the soil. They drill around the property at different depths, reviewing the phase 1, and then actually testing to see what the level is of the contaminant and see how far they have to do if they move forward to phase 3, which is the cleanup. And those can run anywhere from $50 to $350 or $500,000 on a cleanup. Does that answer it? I hope.
That does. Hey, Brandon, if there are more than 5 single units, does one get a commercial natural hazard disclosure, or do they just stay with a residential?
Yes, so it's more than 4 is commercial, so that would be 5, 6, 7, or above. So yes, they would require that commercial.
All right. And Sage, do you advise that realtors or landowners provide their tenants with a disclosure report?
You need to get a flood lease if you're leasing. So that's what we do. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. It became law, I believe, last year in June or July. So if you have a tenant or a lease, you need to get a flood lease.
Okay,
It's
great.
a renter's report.
And I'm not sure if this question is for you guys, because I have been involved with one, but the time frame for a phase 1 and 2 report. Any analysts?
You mean time to get it done?
Yes.
It can go anywhere from 7 days to 2 weeks on a phase 1. A phase 2 can go 3 weeks to 4 weeks.
All right, I've seen them go longer depending on
Longer, yeah.
What?
Yes.
It can't. It's kind of.
It's
however
really
long it
dependent on
takes.
the contamination on the property, is what I understand.
Exactly.
And I imagine COVID would make it also a little more challenging right now.
Absolutely.
Well, we still have some time. Any members have any other questions for our fine panelists? Yes, John, what would you like to say?
No, I would just say, look, these, like when you order your title report, order your NHD report. The companies don't charge unless it closes escrow, and you're able to have this valuable information, which is a little bit more explainable than a title report regarding taxes and things like that, so that you can advise your clients better and be able to answer any questions they may have regarding anything in the report. Be proactive. It doesn't hurt you to get this up front. And I would not, although I love escrow officers, I would not leave it up to an escrow officer to make a determination on what report, who to order, because these are the things that you as the agent would be responsible, because 1103 allows the seller to allow his seller's agent to order the report. But have the information up front. You get a preliminary title report, get your NHD report up front, tax and environmental. That's what I would recommend.
All right. Well, I wanted to
everybody agrees.
I wanted to take this opportunity to thank our fine 3 panelists.
Mark?
Yes.
There is one more question, but it looked like it routed to me privately.
Oh, okay.
And this question is from Arthur Hsu. Could we possibly recruit more termite company? Wait a minute.
That has nothing to do with us.
That is just for me.
Absolutely. We can't recruit more anybody. We need our membership to be enrolled. I took that answer.
Sorry, that is just for me. Sorry. Censored.
So let me go back.
Okay.
We'll miss you.
I saw this question, so I thought it was accidentally routed to me.
Well, thank God it wasn't too private. Anyways,
let's
let me
continue,
go back
Mark. Sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption.
Let me thank our fine panelists. They did an exceptional job. I know that there is talks about having a disclosure question because, you know, it has been said that many realtors oftentimes order it, but they don't know what's in it or how to read and go through it. And so I know that there's plans in the future to do this. And so if you have an opportunity just to thank our fine panelists, do so. And I'll send it back to you, Nanette. Take over.
Thank you, Mark. Great job.
Thank
Great
you, Mark.
job, everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks,
John,
Mark.
Randy, and Sage.
Thank you, Mark.
To answer that question, Arthur, yes, I believe we could try to recruit more termite company affiliates. That would be a great idea. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, now we move on to our attendance drawing for Amazon gift cards. Now, just a reminder, you must be a WSGVR member to qualify or to be eligible to win. Please, only your member names must be displayed. No telephone numbers will be accepted. Let's do our wheel of names. Good luck to everyone. Winner must also reply in the chat box. Reply in the chat box, please. Winner number 1 will be a blue Sean Huang or Sean Huang. Sean Huang, are you here? Winner must give Cosmo a gift card. So Sean, are you willing to give Cosmo your gift card?
Sean says,
thank you,
yes, I
Sean.
am. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Sean. Congratulations. You are our first winner for today. Amazon gift card coming to you. Now we go on for our next one. Second winner. Is it green, blue, yellow, red, orange, pink, fuchsia, magenta? It will be Lucia Tam. Lucia
She's here.
should be
Lucia,
here.
Lucia, you must
type
text.
in our chat box, please, Lucia. There you are. Nice. Congratulations, Lucia. Amazon gift card coming to you.
What's ERE means?
I think she typed fast, so H is missing. Ear. I understood that. I'm dyslexic. Third winner is a blue, a red. Will be Erica Irarte. Erica Irarte.
Not here.
Not here. You don't see Erica? Okay, going once, twice, and Erica is out. Room for another winner. No problem. Members, please put your member name, or winners, please put your member name in the chat box. Our third winner is Karen Lee. Karen, are you here? Please type in the chat box. Let us know you are here.
I don't think so.
No?
No,
Oh,
unless they're
that's
coming
okay.
in
We have more.
another.
We have more for someone else then. Let's move on. We're still going for number 3 winner. I think those that are missing must be out gardening. We're not getting any love here. Let's see. Tony Xiao. Congratulations, Tony, if you're here.
Tony is not registered today. Not here today.
Not here. Okay. No problem. Next one. More chances for Cosmo. He doesn't have to take somebody else's. Just has to win his own.
Is Cosmo allowed?
Right? Carlos
Yes,
Ibarra. Carlos Ibarra.
Not here.
Not here. What? They all just they're
registered.
They're out grabbing some sunshine. That's what it is. You don't realize they're winning something big here. Okay, that's okay. Room for a next winner. And Cosmo should have changed his name to Carlos.
Yeah. No disguise your names, okay? Helen Ma is
Helen Ma. Hala Ma. Is Hala here? Did I say Hala? Helen? Not here?
Not here.
Oh, all that work to put Hala Helen Ma, and she's not here. Okay, move on to the next winner.
I hope we're not pulling all the people who's not here today.
Can't be true.
Mindy.
Mindy, yay. Congratulations, Mindy. You are attendance drawing number 3 winner. Please type in the chat box.
Cosmo says fix, of course.
Mindy doesn't get an exception. She must type. Yes, Wendy. Congratulations, Mindy. That makes our 3rd winner for our Amazon gift card. Caesar, it's fixed? Well, I don't know. Hopefully it's not. Look at all the Caesar not actually getting wins. Maybe Caesar and Cosmo. I'm so sorry. You have to change your name. Yes. Caesar gets, Mindy gets a win too. Thank you, everyone. She's going to share it. That's great to share it with me. Okay, now let's move on to our slide, next slide 4. Kickboxing. We'd like to kickstart our membership appreciation week with a kickboxing class on September 12th. And this is brought to you by the Membership and Special Events Committee. Now, the committee is working really hard. You know, it's a little different this year with a Membership Appreciation Week, but they're trying really hard to come up with something that everybody can enjoy either virtually. So far, we've got virtually this kickboxing class for September 12th from 10 to 11:15. All levels are welcome. The instructor will be going over the moves and demonstrate the moves the first 15 minutes of the class. So if you don't have any experience, that's not a problem. She will teach you and show you the moves. And then following after that, 2 weeks after that, towards the end of September, we have other events for you. Includes bingo, bingo night or bingo evening, scavenger hunt. So please stay tuned as we will be sending more information out regarding Membership Appreciation Week. Okay, now we move on to our education classes. We have our webinar, a license renewal 45-hour continuing education class, Friday, August 28th, 9:30 to 12:30. And after that, September 1st is our capital gains tax reduction strategies from 11 to 12 p.m. Commercial webinar, commercial SBA loans, Tuesday, September 8th, 9 to 12 p.m. And our virtual training, creating a CMA and matrix, Wednesday, September 9th, 9 to 10 a.m. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Our next meeting will be September 3rd at 9 a.m. And our speaker next week will be Scott Reimers of Temple City Community Development Director. And I will pass over the chair to September MLS Program Chair, Shun Zhang, RE/MAX 1000 Realty. Thank you for joining us. Please support our affiliates with your transactions. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.